Bluff, Alabama, with a very special group of young ladies, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves, at this time starting with Coach.
I'm Coach Mullins, and this is my 5th season.
I'm Jordan Walker, and I'm a senior.
I'm Emma Haney, and I'm a senior.
I'm Lacey Rohr, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Maggie Gladys, and I'm a senior.
Hey, you guys don't know this, behind the camera, these young ladies are extremely nervous, but we're doing really good. All right, so we're going to start. Coach, let me rewind the clock last year at this time. The season was up. We didn't even know if we were going to have one, so to speak, and everybody that was involved in fall sports, it was 1,000 questions going on. And then you had to practice with COVID protocols like spacing out, which I'm sure you still do the cleanings, things like that. But how much difference does this year look as opposed to last year at this very time?
Well, last year going into it, of course, like you said, we really didn't know we didn't know if today was going to be our last day, and I preached that to them. We checked our temperatures, we asked all the questions, we devised a practice plan to where I had them in certain groups. That way, if Group A had someone that contracted COVID, just their group hopefully would be the group that would be quarantined. During practice, we were constantly yelling, spread apart, and it was more difficult for our younger players than it was for our older ones. This year, we haven't had to check temperatures. I'm afraid that it's probably going to start coming back. Last year, we had to wear a mask. There were some games. Towards the end of the season last year, I actually bought them net gaiters, and we were going to wear them during our matches, but luckily it got down to it, and we didn't necessarily have to wear them. But we did get quarantined last year. We were the only sport here that did get quarantined. We were quarantined for 2 weeks. I tested positive, and then we had a player that tested positive, and that's what ultimately shut us down for 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that, I know that this new strain's coming out and our cases are going up, but I'm hoping that that's behind us and we're not going to have to deal with that much this year.
It was made a couple things that really stuck out. What you said is at any time this thing can be taken away,
Yeah.
with a sense of urgency with every practice or whatever. Now, you ladies, same kind of question I asked Coach. How much different is it from you from a player standpoint?
I guess it's easier because you're not having to go through all that.
Oh, yeah. That definitely had to be a headache.
Mm-hmm. And you never know, if someone's going to end up testing positive and us not be able to play for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because technically you didn't have to have it. If you was just around them, you had to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
Same question.
Well, like Coach Mullins said, there was people in and out of the team from coming in contact or testing positive. So I never knew how many people that was going to be there that we could rely on to be there full time. And then it just made things difficult to know where we were going to be at the end of the season.
It was very hard because we're so close, and when someone does something good, we want to give them high fives and hugs and everything, and we just couldn't do that last year.
Well, you have to have it. You couldn't even do it with your own teammates.
You're also very cautious with who you stood beside or how long you stood beside someone. And if you were trying to cheer them on, like Lacey said, then you didn't want to stand beside them too long or anything like that.
Now, did you actually have to forfeit games, or did you have enough of the squad to go and play?
Well, the 2 weeks that we were out, we didn't necessarily forfeit like flag football had to. We just kind of...
You had enough to go play.
We did, and when we were out 2 weeks, and we came back right before area tournament. So we had already had all of our area games in but one. So that was already set. We'd already won our area, so we were already going to host. But when we came back, it was we came back, played a tournament, then it was areas. It was our area tournament.
So it hit you at crunch time.
Yeah, and then we came back. Not only did that happen, but then we came back Monday morning. Our area tournament started Monday evening. Found out one of our starters was now out. Our libero was going to be out. So we had to change the lineup Monday morning going into area play because we had somebody that contract traced.
Now, let me ask you young ladies this. Let's fast forward to this season. We'll start right back here and go back this way. This season, how much different has it been without the restrictions and all, just from a practice standpoint and mentality and being able to have play dates and things?
Well, last year we couldn't do anything during the summer, anything like that. So you just when volleyball season started, it was boom, and there was a season. Well, now you have.
That's awesome. That's true though, right?
And now you have like the summer, so if something's not working, we can change the lineup, we can work through things in practice, what we need to work on, and just try to figure things out before the season starts.
And we're much closer now as a team, so we like work together and like we're just there for each other.
It's awesome.
Well, now it's like, it's weird getting back into things how it was because you forget how it was before. Because last year you lived life like it was your last, basically. But now you kind of forget that, so you don't go as hard as you should. And yeah.
Have you noticed the difference though? Like, I mean, like mentality wise, did things start kicking in? Like, okay, this is just what it used to be like. That makes sense.
And you're not constantly worrying about losing someone.
That's true. Yeah, because that had to play in the back of your mind, especially.
I mean, daily. I mean, towards the end of the year, I mean, we got to where towards the end of the year we were playing pretty good. Then I got that phone call. I got the phone call Sunday night, and I immediately called Mandy, who's my assistant, and I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Hey.
And, you know, Monday morning the principal called me, and he said, do you know? And I was like, I do. I do know. So Jordan was playing outside, and I had to move her to libero, and I had to bring in
Got a cool jersey at least.
a ninth grader. Yeah, a ninth grader ended up starting on the outside for us. I mean, with no really preparation. I was just like, hey, you're starting.
You got a pretty seasoned team now though, right?
Well, not really. I mean, Jordan and Maggie when I came in, they were 8th graders. They've been on the varsity since they were in 8th grade.
They've come up through your program.
They have.
Okay.
And then Lacey and Emma started in the 9th grade. Lacey has been in the program since 7th grade. So we have a couple girls that have been in the program a long time. But because when I first came in, I had 6 girls that were sophomores, I think they were. So you had 6 really strong kids. So they didn't really get to play a lot. Jordan's played the most of the 4 of them because she was our libero. She was our libero 9th grade, 10th grade, part 11th grade, right? So she's played the most. So we're seasoned, but we're not really seasoned on the floor.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so it's showing. It's showing a little bit, but.
Coach, what better time to work the kinks out than right here?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've played. We haven't practiced this month. I don't even think we've had a practice in July.
So, how much more comfortable do you feel with this team going in with these play dates? Like I know yesterday you talked about you were in Gunnersville, actually, correct?
We were.
Yeah. So, how much more comfortable do you feel about this team being able to at least get on the court and see like with the bullets flying, so to speak?
We need to practice.
You need actual individual practice.
Yeah. I need them in the gym. Yeah. But playing has helped. Playing has helped me to see, and I've moved a lot of them around. We have a couple spots on the floor that are still questionable. These 4 right here are pretty set in. Maggie and Jordan will play outside. Jordan will move to libero if I need her to, and then Maggie, Emma, and Lacey are going to run out of the middle. But like Emma started the year setting last year. Then, I mean, in the middle of the match, literally, I said, Emma, you're now setting. And never set before. We were here playing, and I was like, Emma, you're now setting. And she was like,
What?
I was like, yeah, you're setting.
That.
Yeah. So she's gone from setting last year, and then I moved her to outside last year, and now she's in the middle. So, and then Lacey has never started a varsity match. She played a little bit last year, but it was on the right side. So she's new to the pace of the game too. So we are seasoned. They've been in the program for a while, but it's that game time, and being able to play helps. We started our play dates in July. We didn't have everybody here and playing until July. We had kids on vacation, whatever, and we played the first time that we played with everyone together. We looked really good.
Oh yeah.
But we've not been back. I hate how honest that is, but it is what it is. I mean, we've been struggling, and I think once we start practicing, once I get them in the gym, we'll fix a few things. We'll start coming together more as a team, and that's going to solve a lot of the problems.
How much do you guys raise coach's blood pressure?
Oh, a lot. I'm really
Who's the worst at that? How did
It's a
you
joint
form?
effort. It's a joint effort, I
Yeah.
think.
Is it a true story?
It might be Lacey.
Probably one of us.
Really?
We both are blonde.
That's awesome.
And like the middle's really hard too because you're always like in the way of the setter,
Oh,
and so
yeah,
you have to
no doubt.
know where the ball is and everything. And so sometimes it gets a little confusing for the blonde ones.
Well, she's a Swiss Army knife. And she could be anywhere at any time.
Yeah. And let me tell you about Emma. When Emma first came into the program, she moved in when she was in 8th grade. They brought her to my classroom, and I was like, okay, this girl's an athlete, you know. So I was like, you gonna play volleyball? She's like, I don't know. So she came out, and Mandy and I still joke to this day because she had this mentality of like Wreck-It Ralph. She was like, see ball, get ball. And that's how she was. She ended up getting hurt. Was it last year you got hurt? Or the year before?
10th grade.
Yeah, she got hurt. That was her mentality. I mean, she was, all over the floor because her mentality, you could see it in her eyes. She's like, see ball, get ball, see ball, get ball, see ball, get ball. And that's how she
She was playing beach volleyball.
That's how she plays, and she still plays that way. So it's a good thing, but we still joke about Emma being the Wreck-It Ralph girl.
That's awesome. How do you like earning the nickname?
She probably really didn't even know that
It
story.
stuck
I don't
with
even know
her.
if she knew the story.
It stuck with her through basketball season too.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to do an individual picture of her and Wreck-It Ralph. Cedar Bluff's Wreck-It Ralph.
There you go. Yeah.
But what is it about these 4 young ladies that you wanted them to represent your school on camera today?
Well, I have Maggie and Jordan. They've been in the program for, since 8th grade. When I came in, they were 8th graders. And prior to me coming in, they had good coaches, but no one that really knew the game. That they had a basketball coach that was coaching volleyball, or they had a softball coach that had to coach volleyball. And at a lot of places in Alabama, but just because we're in the South in general, volleyball's normally just let's just get through the season and it doesn't really matter. So when I took the job, it took me a while to accept the job, just because I didn't really know if I wanted to coach again. And when I accepted the job, I remember walking in and the first thing they were talking about was, oh my gosh, like this coach really knows what she's doing. So not that I know what I'm doing, I know the game. So Maggie and Jordan, Maggie and Jordan, I saw them during practice, and I was like, why are they not on the varsity? So I remember we've gone to Etowah to play in a tournament. We had a kid get hurt. Maggie and Jordan are sitting in the bleachers watching. And we had
Please
one
tell
game.
me.
I did. I turned around and
Oh
I said,
my
go
God.
put a jersey on, you're playing.
That's awesome.
I did. So they know, and that's why I had them. They're seniors. They know the program. They know what I expect. They know how demanding I am. And I am. I'm hard on them. But they know too that I would do anything for them. I would. I'm here. If they need me. If they need to talk to me. If they need to vent. They need to do whatever. But once we go into that gym right there,
It's different.
it's serious business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Emma.
We're not just here to hang out.
No, we're not. No, and they know that.
Yeah.
Emma, same kind of thing. Emma has a great attitude. She works hard. She knows. She's been in the program. She knows. Lacey, I asked Lacey to come because although she's not been on the varsity playing wise, Lacey has great potential to be a great leader. And of the 4 of them, Jordan is one that's going to lead by example. Jordan can be vocal, but Jordan's going to be more of your lead by example leader. Maggie is going to be a leader vocally, but it's going to be in a nicey nice way. Emma is going to be nice until Emma has had enough. And then
She turns into Wreck-It Ralph.
yes. Lacey is very vocal. Lacey is the more vocal leader, really, of the 3 of them. Even in workouts, going through athletics with her this past season, she was the one that was always, talking to the other ones, trying to keep everybody focused. So when it came down to it, and I talked to them about, who should come interview, who should represent us, and I talked to Maggie and Jordan about it, and talked to the other 2 coaches, and then ultimately I really thought about it, and that's why I pulled Lacey in.
Let me ask each one of you girls individually. We're going to start right here. What does it mean to you knowing that coach selected you off the team to come here and represent the school?
It makes me feel good. Like, I don't know how to like say it, like a good word to use.
She has confidence in you?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
No doubt.
It makes me feel. It makes me feel better knowing that she has confidence in me like that, because there are points during a game where I doubt myself and I forget what I can do. So her saying that makes me feel better.
That's good.
For sure. And I get in my head like like so much. And like just like hearing her saying that like boosts my confidence. So.
That's awesome.
It gives me confidence that she sees potential in me to be a leader and to show by example and be vocal towards the younger girls.
Now, I got a question. How intense does practice get?
Well, it depends on the day and how much we had raised her blood pressure from a play day before.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Like yesterday.
The blood pressure was going through the roof yesterday?
Next week is going to be.
A bad word.
Is she going to be on blood pressure meds by the end of next week?
I think she's going to skip them on purpose.
I love it, dude. That's awesome. Now, individually, what's the maddest you've ever made, Coach? I'd love to hear these
Oh
stories.
gosh,
I have a
I have to think about this.
How about you tell it? Because I don't really, like
Is there a time?
I have a story where she was mad at me.
Yes, let's hear it.
Go ahead.
I love this.
We all have our strong suits, but we also have weaknesses. Mine is passing and serve receive. And so we all know that. So I was in serve receive one game, and she was next to me on the bench, and it was like the 5th ball I shanked. And I remember she stood right next to me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know," and just went back to shaking balls.
Went back to shaking balls.
Oh, and then she pushed me to the corner and let someone else pass. It was fine after that. That was like 2 years ago. I'll never forget it.
That's awesome. Coach, from your standpoint, though, I mean, how fun is it overall, though, when you girls are out there battling and winning and doing what they're supposed to?
Oh, I mean, it's yeah, I love what I do. I really
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Like, you know, and when I was offered this job, I really, like, I didn't want to coach. I have 2 kids at home that do everything underneath the sun, and life gets busy. I
Oh, yeah.
live, you know, 50 minutes from here, and so I was just like, I don't know that I can do it. But when I came in 5 years ago, I went to a K-12 school. So when I came in here, it was really almost like I was back home, per se. But as I've been here and as I've been with them, our relationships have grown, and so we're close. But too, that they know what I expect, and we can be close, we can laugh, we can cut up, we can talk, we can do whatever. But when we enter those doors or we're on the floor, that kind of goes away. And
Showtime.
yeah, it is, and I love it. I love having the relationship that I do with them, and I love that we can talk about this. And then we got to flip it off, and then we have to practice.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, we'll start right here. So, having Coach, knowing that she's definitely there for you no matter what you need, but also this is a business time to get busy, and she demands, you know, a high level of obviously effort and play out of you guys. What does that mean to you individually?
I mean, it's very comforting knowing you can come to her and talk about anything, but at the same time, like, we have a job to do.
I like it.
Like how Jordan said, it's a job, so you have your job and then you have your outside life, and we have a good way of figuring out what is a time not to joke around and when is a good time to joke around.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
We're really close, so we like to like cut up jokes and stuff. But like we work hard when it's time to work hard.
No doubt.
Like Lisa said, we do work hard when it's time to work hard. And I know that if there's anything that I ever need and to go talk to somebody, she would be the one because she would never judge you for anything or anything like that. But like everybody said, when it is time to go to practice, you're going to work hard and you're going to get better and not joke around most of the time. Sometimes we do a little bit, but
Okay.
And I mean, I'm hard on them. Like, I mean, and they know I'm upfront. I'm honest. I'll tell them when it's bad. I'll tell them when it's awful. I'll tell them when it's trash. But they also know that when it's good, I'll tell them.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell them all the time. You know, there's many times during practice. There was practice this summer where we're doing a drill, and I heard somebody say "good job," and so I just stopped the drill. I was like, "What was good? What? Tell me, please, what was good? Because I see nothing that's good." So you know, so we have to stop, and I'm like, "That's not helping anyone out. It's not good. It's bad.
There you go.
So stop saying it's good."
Gotcha.
You know, but then when they do something good, then at that point, when I say, "Hey, good job," then they know, "Oh, hey,
This actually was a good job.
I might have done a good job." Yeah.
Now, let's dive into this season coming up. And I know you said the number one thing you need is to actually practice,
We
not
do.
just play this. What is your number one focus that you have from let's just say right now until you guys start this thing in a couple of weeks?
My biggest focus is them trusting one another on the floor. That's really my biggest focus right
How's
now.
that coming along so far in these play days?
It's been a little rough, but I mean, and like I said, we have two new setters. Maggie was our setter last year. She's going to the outside. I mean, there's a simple fix to all of our what I call issues, and it's moving Maggie back to being a setter. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my two setters, the two girls that I've made setters.
We're figuring this out on the fly. Young ladies.
We're going to make them be setters. So we got to figure that out. You know, once we kind of, and playing together, trusting each other has been a little rough because we have a couple girls that are sporadic. We're not, we jump at balls. We fly with one arm, which drives me absolutely crazy. So once I can get them in the gym and we can kind of start going through drills, we can go through game things, I'm hoping that part will fix itself. We have enough skill base. I mean, we can pass a ball. We can hit a ball. We just got to put it all together.
You got to get it.
We do.
continuity.
And I mean, that comes with playing. That comes with practicing.
How many actual just in here practices?
Have we had?
Will you get to have before y'all actually go play? Because this thing tips off when around the 20th.
August 19th is our first match.
19th, there you
Yeah.
go.
So
That's not that far off.
It's not. I
What is
counted
that,
them on my hands the other
20
day.
days? Or?
It's about 14, I think.
pinky
It's the
day.
pinky day.
pinky
Yeah, I
day.
counted them and I was like, on pinky day we play. So, you know, we have 5 days next week, 5 days next week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 13 days. Yeah. So, I mean, and 13 days sounds like a lot of time, but it's
13 practice
Practice days.
days.
till we play. Till we're on the
Jeez.
floor and playing.
Is that not crazy?
It is. It is absolutely crazy, but I'm ready to start the season. I'm tired of the summer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really ready to start school. I'm not ready for that whole life yet. I'm still wanting it to be summer, but I'm ready to play. I'm ready for the season to start.
I am tired of the heat, though. I'm just going to throw that out.
Yeah,
It's starting to get there.
the rain and the heat. You know, I feel like we haven't really had a summer because it's rained, and then the day it doesn't rain, the days it don't rain, it's 110 degrees
And the
outside.
humidity is 100%.
Yeah, so
You're
it's-
exactly right.
Yeah, so I'm ready to get them in practice where we can run a real practice where everyone's here. Because we run practices in June, but we may have 4 here, we may have 6 here, we may have 8 here.
That's right.
And then some days we may have 2 here and I'll just cancel it because there's no point coming in. But starting Monday, we'll have pretty much the whole force in here.
Listen, ready to roll.
Yes.
Now, everyone's seniors, but you, correct? Let's start right here. Senior year. I mean, you can't hit rewind. Talk about what's going through your head as you head into your final season. You got the last few weeks until that thing kicks off.
I'm just like trying to absorb everything and like just make the most of it and give my best effort every single time I play because I mean it is my last year, and as the days go by, the season gets shorter, and so it is hard because volleyball is my favorite sport, and so it's probably going to be the hardest goodbye of everything. So just gotta take it all in.
Did you ever think it was going to be here?
No.
When I was in school, I remember I didn't ever, it just never, until senior night. I was like, geez.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It's here.
I was
Yeah.
sitting here and I was like, man, this is weird.
Sometimes like you don't even think about it. Like
You don't
it's
think it's
just-
gonna happen?
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
strange. Same question.
I forget that it's senior year. Like, I still think that I'm in 9th grade. So I feel like
That's
I
how
have
it was.
3 more years to play. But now I only have 2 or 3 months left. And it still hasn't really hit me. So it's probably going to hit me on senior night.
Yeah. What happened to me? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it hasn't hit me yet either, but I'm just trying to live in the moment and play every game like it's my last.
Man, I got a question for you. Like being around these young ladies, and obviously a little bit older than you, and probably been doing it maybe a little bit longer, or whatever, and in the system. I mean, how do you feel about being able to obviously sit up here on the stage with these young ladies, but not only that, be like a sponge and absorb what they're going through as a senior, and seeing the things that they do, and knowing it is their last run, and how you're going to be able to help them have a great senior year.
Well, I love these 3. Like, they're like my older sisters, and I love that I have someone to look up to, and like be my role models and stuff.
There you go.
And I try so hard because last year on senior night, or our last game for the seniors, it was really bad. So I want to have let them have a really good senior year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And you don't know how much some of the seniors, and I'm sure Coach will tell you this. Seniors always remember those that fought for them.
Yeah.
I know that in every sport.
Yes.
The juniors and sophomore, like you said, it's like, man, we did everything that the guys go out winners or girls or whatever the case may be, because that's something that's really special to seniors, their senior year.
Yeah, last year it didn't. It didn't end like we had anticipated, like it could have. We made it to regionals and we were up 2 sets, and whatever happened, and we ended up getting beat 3 straight sets after we were up 2.
I can tell you something I've noticed about volleyball. It's so streaky.
It is. It's like a roller coaster, and that's what I tell
Team will get
them.
hot, and it's just like,
It is.
it's unbelievable. Since I've been watching it, and it's just, I've never seen a sport. It's even worse than basketball to me.
Yeah.
Basketball can be back and forth. Then you can call a timeout and do a lot of stuff to alter it. But volleyball just seems like it's just streaky.
It is, and I tell them all the time. I don't like roller coasters really, like in real life. I hate them.
Okay, I don't know.
So I tell them all the time. I probably told them yesterday. I have no desire to be on this emotional roller coaster with them. Like, we're up, and then 2 seconds later, it's like we're back down in the depths of the pits. And I
Does
don't.
your blood pressure stay on that same line?
It does. It really does. I have a clipboard that is duct taped because it's been thrown and tossed.
Have
And
y'all seen her firsthand with the clipboard?
Oh yeah.
Multiple times?
Oh.
what makes me the maddest is
This
I
is
normally
awesome.
have a pencil. And the pencil, when I throw the clipboard
Oh,
down,
it's
the
gone.
pencil rolls, and I have to walk shamefully and go get my pencil. I have to walk like this line of shame to go pick my pencil back up. Then I'm more mad.
If y'all see the clipboard go, then you know it's game time.
It's bad.
Normally, when I sit down, they know that I've had enough.
Yeah.
It's when she stops talking.
So I have to, but see, because they know that, and I know that they know that. So I have to try to do, even if I get frustrated, I have to try really, really hard to A, not sit down, and B, think of something to say.
Right.
There are some timeouts, we'll be doing okay, we'll be doing fine, there's nothing I need, I hate timeouts.
Right.
And I'm like, what do you say to them?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was so frustrated with them yesterday. Called
Did you
timeout.
get a clipboard toss yesterday?
No, I didn't have my clipboard out to the very end, but
She did sit down.
I did sit down.
Yeah.
So that's sign number 2.
Yeah.
I
Does
did
the
sit down.
clipboard go first, or does it see?
Normally the clipboard will go first. Normally the clipboard. Sometimes the clipboard makes its way back to the bench with me, then it goes. But yesterday they called a timeout, and I said, y'all handle it. Y'all handle it, because
Y'all need to figure this out.
that they do, yeah, and they need to. And my point with that was, no one was really leading. No one was. I'm the type of player that if I need to, I'm gonna get in your grits as a player. If she needs me to get in her grits, she's not doing her job, I'll be the one.
It's happening.
So we're kind of like, it's okay, yay. No, it's not.
It's not okay.
It's really not anymore. So yeah, I called a timeout. They walked over to the bench, and I said, y'all handle it. And it was, you know, I think we went back on the floor and it was better for a couple points. We just got to figure out how to stay up.
Keep it at an even key up.
We do.
If you ever get a clipboard slash sitting down right behind it, then it's really bad, correct? Have
Oh,
y'all seen that before?
yeah.
Slamming another clipboard, then sitting down?
Yeah, or if she puts her hands on her face after she throws down the clipboard, that's bad too.
It's, you know, and they know this. So, I mean, last year I think
You guys know the signs.
Yeah.
last year the maddest that I think I got was when we played here and we were playing an area game against Valley Head. I think that was probably the maddest that I had gotten.
Did you go nuclear?
Yes. I mean, I called a timeout. The gym was absolutely silent.
Okay.
And they could probably have heard me at the Piggly Wiggly. And I mean, the ball came over the net and we were standing in a complete circle and the ball hit right in the middle of the circle.
That's awesome.
I came unglued. And everybody was like, we're playing Valley Head. Why is she so mad? I was like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter who we're playing. So, yeah, so.
Playing yourselves, really?
Yes. So I think that was probably the maddest I got last year. They may have different stories, but I think that's probably the maddest that I got last year.
Well, I'm going to ask each one of you ladies this, then I'm going to ask Coach one last question, then we'll shut it down. I'm sure you ladies got stuff to do today. Starting right here, talk about this season coming up. What's your number one overall goal to help this team do the best it can?
Be a better leader. That is my overall thing. Because I am the nice leader, as she said. But I'm going to try to be better. But to me, I'm not the type of person to like get into somebody's grits. But I will try to do better at doing that.
She do it kind of nicely.
Do it a nicer way, not
I'll help you out here.
yeah. Try to
Well, you know, good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
and they need that too, but they also need somebody that is going to say it's not okay anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that they need that.
They need the bad cop too.
They do.
Same question.
I need to like trust people more because if there's like Emma and Jordan around me to pass, I need to like trust them to like pass the ball, and I just need to back up and let them do it.
There you go.
I need to try to fill in the spot that was left open from last year from Russell because she really helped us out last year. So it's going to be hard without her, so I have to try to fill in that spot.
Well, as Coach said, we're struggling to communicate right now. So my goal is to talk more and help with our communication.
That definitely makes sense right there. And Coach, same type question for you. Obviously, you've already talked about the practice. What are some of the other things that let's just say you've got to get done? Not that you want to get done, some of the things that you have to get done for these young ladies to be as successful as they can be.
We have to build our confidence. We have to build that. We have to build that trust. Those are two huge things that we have to do. I've tried to tell them too. When we communicate, everything kind of everybody relaxes a little bit more, and everything kind of starts clicking together. You know, skill-wise, our defense needs to be better. I mean, skill-wise, if we're talking skills, what we have to do, we have to get better on defense. But overall, what we need to do to get where we want to get to, we're going to have to trust one another. We're going to have to play as a team. It's going to take. We don't have Russell. We don't have Russell when she comes in 3 rotations to feed the ball to, and know 80% of the time it's going to go down. We don't have that hitter. We have all of our hitters they're all about the same height. They can all jump. They can all be effective. You know, Russell was 6 foot, 6'1". I don't know, could jump over the net and hit the ball down. And we don't have that. So our defense is going to have to be a lot stronger, because when we do hit, a lot of times the ball's going to come back just because we're not hitting the ball down and hard. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be okay. Everybody thinks that we're not. I've heard a bunch of people say, y'all are probably not going to be very good this year. And I just, I'm like, just wait. Just wait.
As a coach, you love that.
I do, because I got that last year. Because we lost 6 seniors. 2019, we lost 6, and they were 6 good ones. But, I had 5 kids that could put the ball down. It is, and
volleyball.
It is. When we had 5, they could put the ball down at any given time. It didn't matter where they played, where they were. So then after we lost them last year, it was, oh my gosh, so what are you gonna, y'all are gonna be, nothing without them. Y'all are gonna be rebuilding. I was like, just watch. So with this group, I think with this group, it's gonna be even more impressive to watch them improve and see where we end up at the end of the year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Coach and young ladies, I appreciate you guys having me out this morning. I know it's really early, and I really appreciate you guys getting up to meet us here and do this video. And it's definitely Quez at the Kia store in Rainbow City is sponsoring all these videos. And appreciate him obviously jumping on board.
Absolutely.
Doing it. Great guy. Ladies, good luck this year. Coach, control the blood pressure.
We're gonna try to.
Coach, we need to get you a clipboard sponsor.
We do. Yeah, that would be great. It's duct taped right now. It's in my car, but it's duct taped.
Blood pressure medicine and clipboard sponsors.
Last year I ordered 6 new ones and they're all in the trash.
The durability of the clipboard.
The duct tape is the key.
We need to find. Well, hey, duct tape sponsor. Throw that in there as well.
I need new duct tape. Mine's like, you know how duct tape gets like old?
Oh,
yeah. That's how my clipboard is.
I love it. It gets frayed a little bit.
It's fraying. It is fraying.
Well, ladies, good luck, you guys. And we'll be seeing you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.